Do you practice yoga in order to strengthen and lengthen your spine? If so, this practice is for you. We can incorporate recommendations from some leading experts on back care. Let's begin. Come to a standing position. As you stand at the top of the mat, engage your legs by spreading and lifting your toes. Now take your toes down. Keep the spread, bend both knees. Place your hands right at the tops of the thighs. Lift your chin, open your chest nicely. Exhale. Draw your gaze inward toward your chest and get your back body full. Inhale, open the chest nicely. Exhale, get fullness to the back body. Two more. Inhale, keeping your arms straight. See if you can drop your pelvis a little bit lower. And exhale. Come to the very middle of that. Inhale, exhale, so that you have a nice arch and you find what we call the neutral spine for yourself. From there, reach your arms up. Take your hands nice and wide apart. Take your gaze up. Spread your fingers. Drop a little bit lower in your pose. Root down to rise up. Exhale, release your hands down. For some of us, spinal flexion, meaning drawing down, feels just slightly challenging for us. For others, spinal extension, when you just open your chest really fully, feels slightly challenging. We'll begin a practice to strengthen the spine so that you have more freedom in your practice. If you've got blocks, grab them. Let's all bend our knees for this. As you place your hands to the blocks on the inhale, do that same movement when your hands were above your knees. You were just arching the spine nicely. Exhale. Now get a nice fullness to the back body. Two more. Inhale and exhale. One more. Inhale and exhale. Once again, find that middle point, that neutral spine with your hands to the low back. Keep the spine neutral as you draw your elbows toward each other and lift yourself up to a standing pose. Inhale, spinal extension. Reach up and reach back. Exhale, with bent knees. Flex your spine as you draw the hands forward. Inhale, with the hands either on blocks or on your shins. Get a little bit taller, lengthen, reaching your heart forward. Exhale and soften. Two more. Inhale. Strong legs help you support the movement of the spine as you draw deeper into the forward fold. Inhale, you get long. Exhale, you soften down. Place your hands to the low back. Take your elbows toward each other and rise up. Inhale, spinal extension again. Reach your arms up and slightly back. Exhale, with your knees bent. Place your hands alongside your feet and step yourself back to downward facing dog. In this downward facing dog, just allow a nice ease to your breath. And in the same way that we've just been moving the spine, lift your heels up, Bend your knees so it's almost like you're on tiptoes. Inhale, lift your head up. Sit bones lift up. You come slightly forward. Exhale, draw your gaze inward to your heart as you straighten your legs. Inhale, again, look forward toward the top of the mat. Exhale, look back toward your feet. One more time. As you bend your knees, you'll lift your sit bones high. Take your gaze forward to the forward part of the mat. Now exhale, take your gaze toward the back of the mat as you come toward straight legs. Inhale, come to a plank position. Lower yourself to the mat. Once you're on the mat, come to your left forearm and make a fist with your hand. Bend both knees. I want to thank Stuart McGill for this. Through his research, he's really found some of the things that we can incorporate in the practice today. So as you press your left forearm down, we'll get a little bit more tone and strength to the side muscles, which help to support the spine, of course. I like doing this side plank with my knees bent. You can also do it with your legs straight, but let's start with the knees bent. As you press down through your forearm, inhale, lift your pelvis up, keep your feet down, obviously, and exhale, release the pelvis down. Inhale, press your forearm down, lift your pelvis up. Exhale, draw down. So you don't want to go too fast on this. You want to hold it once you lift up. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, come down. One more. Inhale, lift up. Maybe you can stay just a little bit longer on the side. Exhale and draw down. You can come to your opposite side. I'm just going to move so that I can face the camera as you have your forearm down and make a fist with a hand. I like making the fist because it feels like the upper arm engages more fully when I make the fist. Place your hands right to the hip area so that you can feel the muscles engaged nicely as you lift your pelvis up and down. Inhale, lift the pelvis up. Exhale, down. One more time, and let's stay just a little bit longer this time. Inhale, lift up. Enjoy your breath as you press down and lift the hips just slightly higher. Exhale and draw down. Come back to all fours position. In all fours position, lift your feet up. Draw yourself slowly to the mat. Keep your feet lifted. Reach your hands straight back. Again, spinal extension will strengthen the spine. As you inhale, reach your hands back toward your feet. Exhale, soften. Two more. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, soften. One more. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, soften. Release your feet down. Place your hands right alongside your ribs. And just feel how strong the spine gets with very little use of your hands and arm strength. Lift up. Exhale, soften. Two more times here. Your hands are just placed in a way that allows you to bring your shoulders back as you lift up. Exhale down. One more time. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, soften down. Come through all fours position to downward facing dog. Pause in downward facing dog. For many of us, a slight bend to the knees allows for just a much more refinement to the natural curves of the spine. You can make your way to the front of the mat, walk, step, or hop there. Place your hands to the low back and rise up. Just pause in Tadasana in the standing pose. Breathe in deep and breathe out long. With your eyes bright, inhale, take your arms up and back. Exhale, take the hands alongside your feet. Come once again to that plank position. So step back, have this nice strength in the spine. Lower your knees down to the mat so you're in all fours position. On the next in-breath, reach your right leg back. Spread your toes, draw your toes down toward the earth as you get this nice strength going on in the lifted leg. Release your right knee down. Take your left leg back. Spread your toes, get this nice engagement there. Exhale, take your knee down. Inhale, lift your right leg up. Now let's balance. Balance on one hand and one knee by reaching your left arm forward. Spread your fingers. Now make a fist with your hand. Bend your knee, bend your arm to draw in. Reach out fully. Release your hand down. Release your knee down. Pause here. In breath, draw your heart forward, lift your chin. Exhale, get the back body really full. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now find what feels to you like the neutral position. You get the natural curves of the spine, and you can even feel that. You're somewhere in the middle of that cat and cow pose, right? You find that neutral spine. Keeping the neutral spine, reach your left leg back and engage your leg nicely. Spread the toes, draw in from the heel all the way to the pelvis with strength. Reach your right arm forward. Make a fist so that you really strengthen the upper arm. You want to hold it to allow the muscles of the spine to support you fully. As you bend your elbow in, bend your knee, draw in, reach fully out, pause before releasing your hand down, release your knee down, draw your pelvis back toward your heels so that you start to just engage the toes a little bit more to help spread the toes. Bend your elbows so your elbows are pressing down. Press the elbows so firmly into the mat as you take your hands in a prayer position. So your hands are now off the mat. Your head is releasing toward the mat. You give your wrists a little break after that bird dog pose. You find ease in your breath. Now release your hands back to the mat. Lift your elbows up. Come to all fours position. Step your right foot right between your hands. Draw your pelvis down. You bow toward your right knee. Now lift away from the right knee so that you get more spinal extension. Inhale, take your arms up, just with the help of the arms, with the hands drawing wide away from each other. Take your gaze up, take your hands back, settle your pelvis deeper in the pose. Release your hands down. Come back to all fours position, where you can step your left foot forward. Same thing, with your hands right above the knee, just settle deep into the pose. Your ribs are close to, if not on top of the thigh there. You're just drawing yourself into this. And now slowly press the hands to your knee and straighten your arms. Free your arms, reach them up to the sky. Take your gaze up, take your hands back, settle your pelvis deeper into the pose as you reach your hands back to really open the chest and get this nice spinal extension again. Release your hands down. Step back to downward facing dog. Bend your knees. Lift your sit bones high. Find that natural curve to the spine. Even in this pose that has a lot of spinal flexion, can you find for you that neutral position? Look forward. Walk yourself to the front of the mat. Place your hands to your low back and rise up. We'll make our way to lying on the mat through a very accessible sun salute. Inhale, reach your arms up and back. Exhale, come to the forward fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine, lift up slightly. Exhale, lower yourself down to bend your knees. Place your hands, step yourself back to a plank position or all fours. Lower yourself down. Once on the mat, roll over to your back. Lie on your back. Bend your knees. Place your hands to your low belly area. Just rediscover your breath. Breathe in deep. And breathe out long. It's your choice. You can keep both legs bent or straighten your right leg for this, your choice. Take your hands right underneath your low back area with your palms pressing down. Lift your elbows up just slightly off the mat. Now lift your heart off the mat. So it's not your chin drawing to your chest. Your heart is lifting as your hands press. And you hold it. And you come down. You can feel just through the hands how the back muscles need to engage to do this. So bend your right knee and straighten your left leg. Again, you can keep both knees bent if that works better for you. Press the palms of your hands down, but lift your elbows up. Lift your heart up. The head follows, but the chin doesn't try to tuck into the chest. You keep this nice lift, this nice engagement, both of the upper back and the extended leg. And exhale, draw down. Bend your left knee, straighten your right. One more cycle here. Press your palms down, but lift your elbows up. Lift your heart up. Pause there. Just feel the strength of the back muscles as you do this. Release down. You can feel how the back muscles really engage against the hands behind your back. Bend your right knee. Straighten your left leg. Engage the left leg nicely. Lift your elbows up. Last cycle. Inhale, lift your heart. Just keep this nice engagement. Breathe in and breathe out. And exhale, draw down. Release your arms to your side. And take your feet together and take your knees wide apart. As you bend your elbows and press your elbows down, lift your hips and your heart up off the mat. So just the shoulder blades are pressing down, the back of the head is pressing down. You're getting this nice opening in the chest. Draw your pelvis down to the mat. Step your feet now as wide apart as your mat is, with your arms out in this T position, like the arms are wings. Reach your knees over to the right side, just very slowly. Inhale, lift your knees up. Exhale, reach your knees over to the opposite side. Inhale, lift your knees up. Walk your feet in so they touch one another again. With your feet in a prayer position, take your knees away from each other. Use your elbows with your elbows hugging in toward your ribs and your palms facing each other, kind of like robot arms. Press your elbows down to lift your pelvis up. Lift your chest nicely. Press your head back. Exhale, release your pelvis down. Fold your legs in toward each other. Let the arms rest. Extend your legs so the legs rest. As you find your way to Savasana, have a nice ease to your breath. In this practice, we did several moves incorporated into our yoga practice that helped us strengthen the spine. Of course, the alignment in yoga poses is so important to supporting our spinal movements. So we want to both strengthen and in turn lengthen the spine, find spaciousness. And as you lie here in Savasana, take that awareness to create even more spaciousness just through your breath. You find that fullness. You find ease. You keep your attention to your breath. almost as if it's a focus of your meditation. Drawing the breath in, drawing the breath out. Breathe in deep. Breathe out long. Breathe in deep. Breathe out long. Very slowly bend your knees to plant your feet. Take your arms up over your head so you feel the value of the spinal extension that we've been working on. Just through your breath, you can feel a little bit more spaciousness between the vertebrae, more length. Draw over to your side. And use the top arm to really press into the mat to lift yourself up. It's really important how we lift ourselves up when you get out of bed, when you get out of Savasana, same thing, to really protect the spine. So as you come to seated and sit tall, place your hands in front of your heart. Let's honor the teachings that yoga brings us. Namaste.